The US bolstering air defenses in and around Israel, sending additional cruisers, destroyers and another squadron of fighter jets to this region after Iran promised to severely punish Israel for those 2 assassinations in Tehran and Beirut last week. President Biden announcing those new defensive measures for Israel on the phone to Prime Minister Netanyahu over the weekend, with the president calling their phone call very direct, saying the killing of the leader of Hamas in the Iranian capital had, quote, not helped the chances of getting a ceasefire in Gaza. A former Israeli general telling me he thinks Iran and Hezbollah will attempt a more decisive attack than that mass barrage of Iranian drones and missiles fired at Israel in April.
The US is sending more military resources to the Middle East ahead of an expected attack on Israel by Iran and its proxies that the United States and its allies believe could come at any moment. The escalation follows Israel's assassination of Hamas political leader Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran and Hezbollah military commander Faoud Shakor in Beirut last week. After those killings, Iran and its proxies immediately promised to retaliate. Take a look.
Iran immediately vowed vengeance. Khamenei posted, "It is our duty to take revenge." And the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps said Israel will, quote, face a harsh and painful response from the powerful and huge resistance front, especially Islamic Iran. That threat of regional war was repeated today by Iranian proxies in Yemen, the Houthis, and in Lebanon by Hezbollah and Hamas, which vowed to take the battle with Israel to, quote, new dimensions.
The US and Israel appear to be taking those threats seriously, and Netanyahu is already vowing Iran will pay a heavy price if they follow through. Secretary of State Antony Blinken told his counterparts from the G7 countries on Sunday that an attack by Iran and Hezbollah against Israel could start as early as today. Blinken reportedly told officials on the call that pressuring Tehran to limit its assault is the best way to avoid regional war. Iran's foreign military spokesman Nasser Kanani blamed Israel on Monday for the instability in the Middle East, saying that Iran is not seeking to escalate tensions in the region, though any attack obviously would escalate tensions. Biden is meeting today with his national security team in the Situation Room and speaking with Jordan's King Abdullah in the hopes of de-escalating the situation with diplomacy. But Netanyahu seems to have different plans. Israel would consider launching a preemptive strike to deter Iran if it uncovered airtight evidence that Tehran was preparing to mount an attack, Hebrew media reported after Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu convened Israel's security chiefs for a meeting on Sunday evening. So for now, unfortunately, it's a waiting game. But it's also critical to note that this escalation has already been disastrous for multiple reasons, including the fact that it's derailed talks about a potential ceasefire in Gaza. Axios reports one source who was on the call with G7 countries said Blinken sounded frustrated when he briefed the ministers on recent talks with Israel over a Gaza hostage and ceasefire deal. Blinken said the administration felt it was close to a breakthrough before the assassination in Tehran. Cenk, I guess this is just what happens when a country assassinates the chief negotiator of a ceasefire deal. What do you make of this story?
Hey, don't scroll away. Come back. Because before the video continues, we just want to urge you to lend your support to TYT. You power our honest reporting. You do it at tyt.com/team, and we love you for it.
Yeah, this is obvious. Netanyahu is saying, I'm going to start World War III in the Middle East. And you idiot Americans, as he called us when he spoke in front of Congress here, I'm going to make you pay for it. I'm going to make you pay for it in money and treasure and blood. I'm going to make your guys fight for it. And by the way, he's not wrong. It's happening right now. Blinken's talking about how we're moving warships into the area to defend Israel. I have a question that will be considered controversial in Washington, but not at all in the country. Why? Why should we defend Israel? They definitely started this war. They did a strike inside Tehran, the capital of Iran. Earlier, they did a strike in Beirut, the capital of Lebanon. How many neighboring countries will Israel attack before we say, hey, maybe they're starting the war? So don't tell me this, there was a Hamas leader there, and so they get to kill anyone in a foreign country, and they get to assassinate anyone they like. By the way, Vladimir Putin agrees. He thinks it's totally okay to assassinate any person in any country, and he doesn't care about our sovereignty, UK sovereignty, no sovereignty, doesn't matter. He thinks it's okay to invade other countries. So does Benjamin Netanyahu. And so, is there any limit? Is there any limit? What if they had nuked Iran? Do we still have to say, nope, we got to defend Israel. We got to do poor Israel. I mean, they were only in the middle of attacking almost every neighbor they have when all of a sudden they were attacked by mean Iran. So we all have to go and die there for Israel. And even if we don't have to die, no, you have to send more billions more, maybe trillions. Shut up and give me the goddamn money. I'm in the middle of attacking all my neighbors. Self-defense, my ass. This isn't anywhere near self-defense. Now, look at this warmonger Netanyahu, one of the biggest warmongers of my lifetime, period, of any country. And by the way, you know he was part of the neocons who started the Iraq War. So it's not like we didn't fight a war that Netanyahu wanted us to fight. How'd that one turn out for us? Iran is 4 times the size of Iraq. Okay, let alone Lebanon, let alone the occupied territories, let alone the 1.6 billion Muslims that at some point is gonna say, God damn it now, what do you want us to do? How much humiliation can any people take? So now, okay, he says maybe a preemptive strike. You already did a strike inside Iran. You assassinated someone in Tehran, in their capital. And now you say, before Iran strikes back, we're gonna strike them again. So wait, that's 2 preemptive strikes. And even then we have to defend them? I don't wanna defend them. This is not an ally. If they're an ally, with allies like this, you don't need enemies. What kind of an ally says, I'm gonna keep starting more wars and more wars? And by the way, all of this to protect the massive oppression that I have of the occupied territories. And hey, no, you gotta do it while my settlers go steal more land in the West Bank. We're not done stealing their land yet and beating them and humiliating them and killing them. 57 years of a brutal dictatorship in the occupied territories. Oh, we have the best democracy in the Middle East. First of all, that's so insulting. That's not remotely true. If you count Turkey in the Middle East, it's a 10,000 times better democracy than Israel. Why? Well, Israel's got a nice little democracy if you're inside Israel, but for 5.5 million people, they run a totalitarian dictatorship where and it's from an ethno state. Says no. People from a different religion, I don't care which religion, people from a different religion will rule you. And you'll know to shut up and take our rule for 57 years. And if you complain, we'll destroy every building in Gaza. And by the way, look, we're gonna get to this in the next story. On Thursday, they bombed a school, killed 15 people. On Saturday, they bombed another school, killed another 17. On Sunday, they bombed another school and they killed another 30. So kill, nonstop. Ally, no. We're a nice little piggy bank. We're a bunch of morons who say, they captured our government through this lobby called AIPAC. So now we gotta go and fight a war with Iran. I think it's a terrible idea. I want no part of that war. America should not send $1 to fight Netanyahu's aggressive wars of choice, offensive wars that he is definitely starting. And if any reporter dares say that Israel's defending itself after it started this war, well, okay, then you'll know they're giant liars. Every one of them is an enormous, purposeful liar, because we can all see right now, Israel did the first strike against Iran. So, and by the way, they've assassinated people in Iran before, nonstop. They think, I have a right to infinite assassinations. Why? I don't like them. I call them terrorists. Well, Netanyahu has killed now about 40 times the number of civilians as Hamas has. So would it be fair to call him a terrorist? No. If you're not Muslim, you never get called him as terrorist. Well, is this killing civilians or isn't it? Oh, no. We have one standard for Israel and America and our allies. We have a completely different standard for Muslims. You can kill them all day long, kill all their civilians, kill 40 times their civilians, and nope, we're not terrorists. So now we can kill any of their leaders in any other country. What if they did likewise and they killed one of the Israeli leaders? You know what would happen, right? Oh, savages, these violent Muslim terrorists. We have to kill them all. And we have to do it. We have to do a preemptive strike and an assassination and a bombing and a bombing and a bombing. And if they ever respond, we have a right to defend ourselves. So this is the worst ally in the world. And by the way, last thing that for now that Jordan mentioned there, Ismail Haniyeh was considered the moderate who was trying to get to a ceasefire deal in Hamas. Now, when you kill the moderate, what happens? All of the extremists, and there are plenty of them in Hamas, are gonna say, see, we told you so. All Israel ever does is violence. The minute you're soft on them a little bit, remember Ismail? he wanted to do a peace deal with them, and they murdered him. So no, of course we're not gonna do a peace deal now, okay? Because the minute we go to do a peace deal, Netanyahu's gonna murder us. So now we're gonna have war and more war, and it is definitely brought to you by the state of Israel.
And within that, like that dynamic you're talking about, by killing Hania, then they could say, if there isn't any more progress after this because of Israel's actions, if there isn't any progress in discussions, Israel can then say, well, we tried to negotiate. They don't want to negotiate. They don't want to make a deal with us. Hamas doesn't want a deal. And that only justifies what they actually want, which is more war. And the media will run with it because look at the framing they're setting up in this story. Iran, I guess, not that it's great, but understandably wanting to retaliate, that's what escalates things. It's not Israel. It's not Israel assassinating somebody on Iranian soil. It's Iran retaliating for them doing that. Just as we saw when Israel bombed the Iranian consulate in Syria. When Iran sent that mostly performative response of drones and unmanned aircraft that were all shot down, that was Iran potentially escalating things. It wasn't Israel instigating it. The idea that Iran responding to Israel is what escalates. It's like NFL. It's like NFL rules. You can hit somebody, but if they retaliate, they get flagged. It's so egregious. It's so ridiculous, and for some reason, we all just accept it. We need to push back on this framing. There is in no scenario where Israel isn't the aggressor here. They are assassinating leaders. They are bombing diplomatic buildings in different countries. And Iran, we talk about Israel having a right to defend itself as they massacre tens of thousands of people in Gaza. Of course, that's not self-defense. It's mass murder. It's ethnic cleansing. It's genocide. Does Iran have a right? Who gets the right? Because in the Western media, it's never anybody that is mostly Muslim, any country that is mostly Muslim or mostly brown. It is that luxury is never afforded to Muslims or traditionally Middle Eastern countries, ever. And you see that jingoism in our foreign policy, and it's perpetuated throughout our media. It's disgusting.
So look, I ask questions that are very hard to answer because it exposes obvious, overwhelming hypocrisy. So let's take a moderate leader inside Israel that I want to replace Netanyahu, Benny Gantz. So you say, oh, there are no moderates in Hamas. People will say, of course, of course, of course. They're all dirty terrorist savages. I know, I know. And you guys are super pure. It's not like you just butchered over 39,000 people, including 15,000 children that Israel murdered. Oh, I know, I know. It wasn't Israel. Hamas made you do it. You have no idea how ridiculous you sound when you say things like that. The rest of the planet is not interested in your BS anymore. Just because you bribe a bunch of American politicians doesn't mean that you get to rule our minds and you get to make us believe absurd things. And I don't care what any stupid cable news anchor says about how they're a special ally. What does that even mean? So, okay, I would hate it if Iran assassinated Benny Gantz in Jerusalem or Tel Aviv. And I would say that's an outrageous act of terrorism, and it's provocative, and of course Israel's gonna counterstrike. But when you do it to one of their leaders, people go, yeah, well, he's Muslim, of course, he's marked for death. Who cares? His life is worthless. We just butchered 15,000 kids. You think we care about that guy's life? You think we care about, and F that guy's life. I don't care about his life either. But I care about law and order. I care about the international rules. And why do I care about them? Because if you keep violating international rules, people violate them back. If you keep punching people in the face, do not be surprised if they punch you in the face back. And then you could say, oh, I can't believe they punched me. I had a right to murder them and their children. I can't believe they're fighting back. Well, okay, you could be an idiot. You could be the world's dumbest person to go, I can't believe those Muslims dared to defy us. They should have just sat there and let their kids be murdered. Come on, and let their leaders be murdered. And yes, we have a double standard. You're not allowed to kill any of us or any of our leaders, but we can murder any of you we like. And by the way, we're the good guys. Are we? Are we? Because right now, America is not acting like good guys. We're backing the most belligerent and oppressive government in the region. If you say, hey, Bashar al-Assad's the worst butcher, I agree with you. But has Syria attacked as many neighbors as Israel has? No. Netanyahu is one of the biggest warmongers of our lifetimes. Absolutely drenched in blood. And he's the one that leads the moral army? Literally no one on earth believes that anymore unless you're blinded by your Israel bias. And you think, well, obviously all the Muslims are dirty and need to be killed. And obviously we're the moral ones for killing them. Okay, you can believe that all day long, but now the world hates you. So is that good for Israel? You idiots, is that good for Israel? Oh yeah, they hated us anyway, everybody's an anti-Semite. Oh, just because we killed 40,000 people, just because we killed a stadium full of women and a stadium full of children, now all of a sudden they hate us because they're anti-Semitic. Really? Okay, listen, whatever gets you through the night, okay? But the reality is, Israel has been monstrous here, absolutely monstrous. If you love Israel, you would do everything in your power to get them to turn around and to end the goddamn occupation. But if you say, no, I don't like Israel nearly as much as I like oppressing and killing Muslims, well, then you made your bed, and I don't want to lie in it. And I don't want America to lie in it. So America, vote out anybody who's telling you we got to go pay in blood and treasure for Israel's war crimes. Hell no should be our answer.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.